We had just planned it out that I would get to my agent's office that day and the post would be ready for me right in the morning. I just had to press post. Not even on my phone, it was on one of my agent's phones, and I just pressed post, sat down, turned my phone off, and just kind of waited just to see what would happen.
A historic, monumental day in the National Hockey League as the first player ever under contract has come out as gay.
He will be the first openly gay player in the NHL.
An historic announcement from the NHL.
And the NHL coming out will allow him to live his most authentic life and become the best player he can.
This was a moment Luke Prokop had often thought about, but was finally ready to live.
I got to a point kind of where I just didn't really care what anyone thought anymore. I told all my family and friends that I think needed to know, and I wanted to do it for myself as a hockey player. You know, I can go on the ice and not have to worry about who knows who doesn't, go to the gym, just focus on getting stronger and faster and not have those extra thoughts in my mind. So that was probably one of the main reasons why. You're hiding something from yourself and also from others. And that was something that I just wasn't comfortable with doing anymore. You know, that's why I started telling my family and friends. I got to the point where I was comfortable with who I was as a person and wanted to live my authentic self. So then that's basically what just happened. I told my family and friends and got comfortable.
The reaction was overwhelming in the most positive of ways.
So many players reaching out to me, you know, from the NHL and the WHL, all around the league. It was really cool to see.
A sign hockey has certainly come a long way, though there remains more work to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think in hockey it's kind of known that homophobic language is sort of normal. And you know, you hear it on the ice and in the locker room all the time. I mean, I myself have used homophobic language as well. It's just kind of the environment of hockey. Not to say that it's an excuse, but it's just what we've been around and what we deem to be okay. And, you know, I think hopefully now that, you know, I've come out and hopefully maybe in the future a couple more players feel comfortable to come out as well, that we can sort of change and shift the language in hockey.
Prokop is the same person he's always been, but feels a weight has been lifted, both literally and figuratively.
I came out on a Monday, and Wednesday I went back into the gym, and I had 3 personal bests on that Wednesday. And then the following Thursday, I had 4 personal bests. And it just allows me to be more free. I can be comfortable with who I am. I don't have to hide anything from anyone else and just, again, focus on being the best player I can be.
Himself shakes it wide. He's still got it. Cut into the front. Tending to save puck center. They score.
The dream is and always has been to play in the National Hockey League, and there remains a long road ahead to do so. So understandably, he was anxious to tell the team that drafted him, the Nashville Predators. Turns out, there was nothing to worry about.
I'm a hockey player, right? And to have, you know, the club that drafted me believe in me as a hockey player, and then having to come out kind of with this big secret almost, and seeing the way that they supported me was truly special. And again, my phone call after I got in my truck was truly something special, and a day I won't forget for sure. I was in Edmonton. I just got off the ice from one of my skates and I had a missed call from Brian Poyle. And so I got in my truck. He had left a voicemail. I just listened to the voicemail and phoned him right back. And he just started off by, you know, congratulating me and telling me how proud and supportive he was, and kind of shared a few more remarks, and then made it into a bigger call with his father, David Poyle, and some other higher ups in the organization, and they all had their little remarks. And you know, David Poyle probably talked to me for, you know, 7 to 10 minutes, just how proud he was of me, and you know, how the organization has my back 100%. And the cool thing I thought with him was he was making sure that everything he was saying was okay. He didn't want me to be, you know, offended by anything, and wanted to make sure he was doing it properly so that the organization could follow sort of in his footsteps, which was really cool.
Prokop's now viral social media post had not only taken over the hockey world, but it also got the attention of legendary singer-songwriter Sir Elton John.
So I just kept my phone on me nearby, and I got a phone call from a European number. It was like 10 digits long. If I didn't know that I had that little hint that he was going to call me, I wouldn't have answered it. And it did end up being Elton John. And we talked for kind of like 5-10 minutes. He just congratulated me. We talked about the day. He thanked me, I thanked him, and it was just a really cool phone call. I was in my kitchen when he phoned me, and my mom was in the living room next to me, and so she could hear what I was saying, and she heard me say Elton a few times, and she was like, "Who was that when you got off? Who was that on the phone?" And I was like, "Mom, that was Elton John." And she, of course, she didn't believe me at the start, and then I had to kind of like, "Mom, that was Elton John," and she started to freak out.
Best of all, the 5-time Grammy Award winner assured Prokop that he'll always be in his corner. That European phone number, now a fixture in his address book.
Puck in by the net, Zandy centering pass, bounces around, backhand try, Prokop, he scores!
It's that kind of love and support that helped Prokop get to this point, to live life fully, embrace his true self, and if possible, inspire others to have the courage to do the same.
Yeah, I mean, I want to help people, kind of guide them on the path that I went through. I had to deal with this myself. I had some help along the way, but before my statement coming out and 4 weeks prior to that, I was doing it all on my own. So, to have someone just to talk to about it and make sure that you're comfortable with the position you're in, and if you want to come out, great. If you don't, if you're not comfortable yet, that's totally fine as well. But again, my advice to anyone is, if everyone has a different situation, I have such a great support system around me with family and friends, and not everyone has that. But I got to a point where I just said, enough's enough. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I just want to be who I am. So that would be my advice if anyone was wondering. Well, I'm just looking to, again, have a good off season, finish it up here, and then head down to Nashville and make a really good first impression. I haven't been able to get down there yet, so I'm really looking forward to that, and come back to Calgary and have a really good season as well. And
sit back, left point to top. Top goes D to D. Right side now, holding, shooting, scores. Prokop.
I came out at such a young age, and I can be myself for the rest of my life, which is pretty awesome.